Well, I am not going to an elevator anymore. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Think About It Reviews, and this is spoiler edition. I made a spoiler edition of our movie Annabelle because you guys are all going to go watch this during the weekend. I'm assuming this is going to hit number one. So it's basically, let's just talk about what we saw and what my thoughts are on the film itself. As you know, Annabelle is basically a spinoff from The Conjuring, where the Warrens had the possessive doll, but we learned what the possessive doll, how it became a possessive doll, and basically its origins and how it came to the hands of the Warrens. So let's just jump right into it. This film is directed by John R. Lynette. It's starring Annabelle Wallis as Mia, Ward Horton as John, Alfred Woodard, Eric Ladden, and Brian Howe. Uh, we basically follow our pregnant woman Mia, who is starting a family with John, and it's a great. They're living happily. They're starting their family. They're basically living next door to some elder neighbors who everything's fine. They go to church. Just that generic kind of stuff, until basically. The older people's daughter has been missing or just ran away for a little bit. Just a rebel, somebody who just didn't see eye to eye with their parents and just went off on her own and became a rogue or whatever. Well, we find out she comes back with somebody else and she murders her parents, and because she was in a cult, and she goes next door where Mia and John are, and John finds out the two are dead, and tells Mia to go call the cops. And basically, that's why the two killers are in the house. They stab Mia, and John comes in and saves the day, so to speak. The cops come in, they kill the guy intruder, and the woman who was holding the doll that was a gift from John to Mia. She's holding the doll, and she does a ritual where basically she puts her spirit into that doll. And like I said, the doll was given to Mia in the very beginning of the film by John for a present, because Mia is a doll collector. But who in their right mind would collect these scary ass dolls? And I know about dolls. Don't get me wrong. My grandma too. She passed recently. So love you, grandma. But yeah, I used to stay at her house all the time, and she used to have dolls in the spare room that I used to stay at, surrounding the whole wall. That's some scary stuff. Do not know why there was a meaning for those dolls to be there. But yeah, some scary, scary stuff. So basically, looking at this doll, my grandma too would definitely not have wanted this doll. This doll is just too creepy. It's just ridiculous. And if you know the true story, it's not the same doll. The true story, basically, it was a Raggedy Ann. And this is inspired by that story. I mean, a lot of this stuff does not happen. It was just more like, creaks, movements. The doll wouldn't be in one place to another, which we have a little bit of that in this film. But if you guys, of course, you guys seen this movie because it's a spoiler review. The doll's look in this film, at first I was like, eh. But the use of this film, it definitely fit this film a lot. It was very creepy, especially some of the scenes that we get into. Overall, these characters are dumb. The main woman, Maya, it's not Mia, Maya, is so dumb. The decision she makes is so stupid. It's a generic horror movie if you think about it. But there's two scenes in this film that saved the whole film for me. But all in all, the decision, like I said, the decisions for her to basically, she gives birth to the baby, which is great. But to keep the doll, even though she saw the doll in the hands of that woman, covered in blood, was a mistake. Even though they did try to get rid of it, it was a mistake to still keep it when she finds it in the box. Some say she was possessed at that moment, but honestly, I don't think she was possessed. I think she was just really ignorant. And of course, the parts where she just leaves her kid behind, especially when she goes down to put something in the storage, and then just all in all, her oh this chick is just dumb. She leaves her baby all the time. Um, and the dad's the husband's the husband. He's gone, of course, because of his job. It's just all generic stuff. It's stuff you've seen before. You had the priest come in, look at takes the doll, gets hurt. It's stuff you've seen before. But it's kind of weird how she befriends a woman who lost her kid, but it was just them becoming friends was just out of nowhere. It was kind of I thought it would be more. It was a little bit. It was just out of nowhere. It's basically just to move the story and have somebody come along. There's a little mishap hap on that, but all right, enough of this. Let's get into it, okay, guys. This theater that when I went to was packed. It was a lot of teenagers, and that's basically what the demographic for this type of film is teenagers. And there's a lot of jump scares, and I like to view it as like Halloween Horror Nights. All right, you're going through the maze. Somebody pops out, you get scared. You're like, whoa! You go to the next area. You're like, let's go to the next area. It's cool, and then whoa! They pop out, scare me, and that's it. That's basically these scares in this film. It's just a bunch of jump scares. It's a lot of scares we've seen in the trailer, but the trailer did a magnificent job of hiding the two best scenes in this film. You guys know what I'm talking about. This is some scary stuff. I want to get right into the scene because this is what saved the film for me. Because I was falling asleep, I was a little bit bored. It was just going through the motions, especially with the popcorn just popping and creating a fire. Who cares about that? And I'm just waiting for this damn doll to just move a little bit. Just give me a blink, give me a little breathing action or something. I don't care what she looks like. I know what she looks like, but boy, the elevator scene. You guys know what I'm talking about. When she's in the elevator and she's going down and she's putting something in the storage, which is stupid. Why she would do in the middle of the night? I'm not gonna get into that part. But then it happens. You see the carriage. Hear a crying baby. Of course, she has to go investigate. Of course, she has to, see what's underneath the bloody cloth. And it's just thinking about it really creeps me out. It did a great job of creeping me out because she sees something, she runs. It's like she sees the demon. It's a demon. She runs back to the elevator. She's tripping and falling. What's so great about the scene is the lights are going out, right? The lights go out except inside the elevator, and the doors close when she's pushing all these buttons. And you're thinking something's gonna grab and open the doors, which I thought was gonna happen, but no, the doors close. She's pushing the button, and the door opens, and she's stuck in the same place, pitch black, just everything around her just dark, pushing the button, scared. So she's fucking shit in her pants at this point. She has the flashlight just flashing everywhere, like that's gonna do anything, like it's a damn lightsaber or something. The doors start closing, and she's pushing her buttons, and then it opens right back up. And yep, baby, we're still here. We're still at that area with the storage, and it's still dark as hell. She's freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm hoping she's okay. That's my dog. You freaking out? You're freaking out. The doors close, and she's still pushing these buttons, and then the lights go out in the elevator, and then the door just opens, and she's just in pitch black. I know about that, right? So basically, she in pitch black. So sorry. So when the doors open, she's in pitch black. Her light, she has to go. And you know what? I watched this with my brother. He leans to me. He goes, she dropped her keys for the apartment and stuff. She dropped her keys in there, so she has to go back for her keys anyway. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. So yeah, she dropped the keys, and she's going, she's moving through the dark, and you could just see that demon. You just see that demon. She's running, and the demon's chasing after her, basically. She goes through the exit. She's going up the stairs, and you see this all the time, like something chasing you, up the stairs. We've seen it in The Grudge, and all that stuff. It's just like this jump scare. But what the filmmakers did magnificently, so superb, as I always say in a horror movie these days, jump scares. If you want a true horror movie, jump scares just don't cut it. You want to creep your audience when they're leaving and they're driving away from the theater and they're at night sleeping, they still remember that image. They're still scared. They don't want to go to sleep. Or when they wake up in the middle of the night, they don't want to go downstairs to get anything to drink or whatever, go in the kitchen, because that scene is always terrifying. And the scene I'm talking about in this film is basically she's upstairs. She drops a flashlight, of course. She's going back to her apartment. She looks down the stairs, of course, and we see, a hand, a nail, and then we see it just staring at her at the knees, by the on the stairs, just staring at her, you know, just staring at her. Just it has that Michael Myers feel where it could just go right at you at any moment, but it's just gonna creep you out for a little bit and just stay in that one position, and just stare at you. And then of course it goes after her, and that was you see, I'm thinking about it, and I'm still getting goosebumps about it because it did its job so well. That scene was well done. I That's what saved the film for me. I thought, wow, just that's my money's worth right there. That scene alone. But I get another scene, and there's another creepy scene where I believe she's there's another things are moving around and stuff. I can't honestly remember how the setup was. I mean, I just got out of the theater right now, but basically the doll's on the ground, and she's facing away from the doll, of course, and the doll goes, the doll's laying down on its back. It goes right up. It's sitting up. She looks at it. Then it goes to her knees, and then it stands up, and then it starts hovering. And then, of course, the demons, you get that insidious look where the demon just peeks behind, from the doll and looks at her. Of course, there's a lot of insidious moments in this film, but the demon scene wasn't really creepy, but the fact that the doll was just gradually coming up from the floor, that creeped the hell out of me because I hate dolls. I hate dolls, especially. So that's what Annabelle's basically. That's what it worked for Annabelle and her look was because it was so creepy. It made my hairs just pick up. I'm not the type of person who really gets super scared or gets falls for those jump scares. The whole movie I was just like this. Okay, okay, uh-huh. Through the whole movie except those two scenes, which I didn't jump, but I was literally just on the on the edge of my seat, just like yes, yes, yes. This is what I want in a horror film. It was very great. So kudos to the director, to the team, to the cinematography, to the music on making both those scenes very creepy because it's going to be talked about for a while. I guarantee you, because the whole theater was just they go and some of the scenes were basically the pop up scares, but those scenes in general literally really really just creeped out the people around it. So my dog. So basically, man, those two scenes were awesome. And of course, I mean, while we're watching the movie, of course the priest has to take it. Of course the priest gets hurt, and of course, basically, the woman she befriends, she's there with her at the end. Now, what's done is okay. So let me get this straight. So the demon basically wants to take a soul, or needs a soul to pretty much transfer her. The demon needs to transfer his soul into a human body, I believe, and she wants to have Maya's soul. But in order to have Maya's soul, Maya has to be willing to give her soul up for the demon to pretty much possess her body. But how does that all work when the demon pretty much has her jumping off a rooftop? Well, if Maya's dead, then how the hell is it going to possess a body? So that didn't make sense at all. And especially, especially when we get to her friend at the very end. You know, Maya gets talked down by John, and then her friend takes the doll and says, "I'll sacrifice myself for you guys to live happily ever after," and she does. But the demon's plan was, it didn't make any sense. How are you gonna take over a body if the body's dead? So, I mean, and Annabelle, of course, still lives on. There's still a demonic force inside her. That's basically it, though. I mean, it's a generic, it's predictable, you know where it's going. The characters you just do not really care about. You really just care about the baby, honestly, because there's moments where the baby was truly in danger. There was also that great moment where you think she's Maya's holding the doll at the end, the baby's missing, she's pissed, she's slamming the doll on the carriage, she throws it, and then you see like the baby's body on the floor, and you think, oh, she gone mad, or the demon tricked her. She just killed her own baby. I thought that scene was intense. I thought, do they have the balls to go with this? I mean, yeah, it's not exactly like the actual story, but basically this whole movie's not like the actual story. So this is basically inspired by that story. So I wouldn't have a problem if they did go that way. But no, they kept it, they kept it PG-13, and basically the baby was fine. It was just a illusion. But boy, was that scene great as well. There were some good scenes in this film. I mean, like I said, this film was very generic. It wasn't that great other than those scenes, but I didn't hate it, but I just wish that the rest of the film could have been up to the standards when we got those certain scenes. It was creepy at times. It was not creepy at times. It went through the motions, but all in all, it was well put together. Filming wise, it was great. Like I said, kudos to the director when he directed those 2-1 scenes. He did make it creepy enough for me to really enjoy the film. But the very beginning was just whatever. Like, it was very lackluster until we get to the middle of it and till the ending. But the ending was kind of half-assed as well, and it's fine. It's okay. But I mean, it's a generic horror movie. What do you want me to tell you? But other than that, other than those few scenes, I still gotta recommend this film. I know you guys are gonna go watch it. That's why I did a spoiler review, and that's it. Because you guys are gonna go watch this film, and you're gonna be talking about those scenes I'm talking about. You're not gonna be talking about the popcorn just popping out, because that wasn't that great. But all in all, I have to recommend this movie just to see in theater with a bunch of people, because it's a fun time. When it comes down to these type of movies, right, Balto, right. When it comes down to it, it's always going to be a fun time watching a horror movie with a big audience, and especially the well done scenes that I was talking about. And the demon looked cool. I thought the demon looked really good. Like I said, it took a lot of the Insidious though. The hiding from the face and revealing itself. There's one part where the demon was on the wall, and then it jumps on the friend, Maya, that she befriends while she's at her new place. Like I said, and Maya and John, they go from the house, and they move from the house, and it kind of burns down, and they go from an apartment. And then there's also that, like, the drawing the little kids did. It was whatever. I mean, it didn't do too much. But, yeah, I recommend this film. Go watch it if you haven't seen it yet. Those parts will scare the hell out of you. Go watch it with friends. Enjoy yourself. Don't take the movie too seriously. I mean, I'm a critic. I have to take it seriously. But I still would go watch it in the theaters. I want to watch it again because it wasn't worth it. But those scenes, boy, it's gonna creep me out for a while. That's why I have my dog in here, okay? Because I'm scared as hell. So basically, go with friends, have a good time, and like I say, grab a ticket, grab a seat, enjoy some good popcorn to eat. I'll see you at the cinema, guys. I'm scared. I'm going to leave the lights on tonight. Thank you. Peace.